Good morning, friends. Today we'll discuss about computer intrusion and attacks. So, what will happen in computer intrusion? We know that maybe we are using any system or we are using a network for our personal use. So, unauthorizedly, somebody may enter into our system and steal our data or hack our system. So, which we consider as intrusion because it is unauthorizedly he has accessed. So, we can consider what will happen when intrusions will happen into our network. So it may access our system, it may change, delete our information, or send it to the other network outside of our system, the data, as well as it can crash our system and making a number of requests which we may consider as a flood to our system and which may slow down our computer and access our confidential information. So this we can consider as a computer intrusion. This is one term which we should normally consider as a network intrusion because again it really illegally enter into our network and it may steal our valuable resources and put our complete network at we can consider as a high risk so that our system may stop functioning. So this we can a term which is related to the intrusion. Now we can consider that there are different types of attacks related to the intrusions. So the first one is asymmetric routing. In asymmetric routing, we know that normally whenever hacker he want to access our system, instead of going from the uh, route which is specified through this particular IDs through firewall to our network, he may use some bypass technique so that our IDs can be bypassed and he may enter into our system. So this we can consider as a asymmetric routing where it will follow a different path excluding the normal path which we normally a authorized user may access. So this is one we can consider as asymmetric routing and once he will enter into our system we know that our it will attack on or we can consider our system or network. Then second one is a buffer overflow attack. Here we can see that a hacker may enter our network or system and enter some type of we can consider as a commands in some memory locations so that we can't understand where is that commands are in our memory location. But later he may use that commands as an entry point to into our network and again which he may by using that particular entry point attack our system or network. Then third way is a common gateway interface where we know that normally whenever a client will want to access some services from server he may request through browser. The browser request will send to web server and web server will connect to the database server and it will give it to the client. But here we'll use some common gateway interface in between this particular web server and database so that whenever any request will come to a web server it will go through the common gateway interface and through the common gateway interface it will take the request to the database and take that data and give it to the server and server will what we consider as the give it to the web browser or through web browser to the client. So here again what will happen is that when the requests will coming from the particular client, so that request may be easily executed by our CGI common gateway interface scripts and which is on the server and it will allow that particular hacker easily to into our system So again, it may harm our system. So this is also one way by he can enter into our network. Then fourth one is a protocol specific attacks. We can consider normally whenever any message you want to send or any requests are coming from the client to the server. So normally protocols are used. Protocols have some rules that before making this connection between the devices, some rules, according to that rules, the connections will happen. But these attackers may use some loopholes in this protocol connections. Like if you see that ICMP, Internet Message Protocol, where it will see the particular requests can give it to the particular server. So what he will do is that it will increases the particular number of requests to the device, so that the device may not be possible to handle these all requests at a time. And by dealing with this particular requests, the normal requests, he may not get a time to execute it. So this may happen, and the authorized user may not get the particular access or get the information from the server. This again protocol switch with a TCP, where before making connections, some handshaking communications will happen, or signals may exchange between this client and server, like synchronous packets may send by the client to the server, and client may acknowledge, or server may acknowledge to the client. So here attacker will see that, and attacker will enter into that particular communication and send the number of synchronous requests to our server, so that again due to this particular number of requests, synchronous packet requests to our server, it is not possible to send the acknowledge signal to the client. And we can see that due to that particular number of synchronous requests, again our system may crash or malfunction. This may happen. Then this is also third protocol, address resolution protocol, where again and there are number of we can see that ARP packets. Instead of that one single ARP packet, they will send number of ARP packets to that particular recipient. So this may also cause that particular all requests may not be satisfied, and sometimes they may send some false ARP messages considering as a legitimate device or authorized network, authorized device. And due to that, this particular uh, due to that authorized user, you may consider that authorized user, and he may give you access to this particular network, and they may enter into our system. Or due to this uh, things also, we can consider as the problems may occur in communication. Then this is a traffic flooding, where again we can see that more information or packets may send, so that the traffic may consider as make the congestion in the network, and complete system will come to the network come to a deadlock, where no exchange of information will happen between the client and server. This is also one type of attack which may occur in our network. And in between that particular congestion, the hacker may send his request to that particular server. This is also one way by which attacks may happen. Sixth is a Trojan horse malware. We can see that these malwares may enter into our network and attack our databases. Sometimes they may exchange the files between the internal network and outside network without authorization. So this is also one we can consider as the attack may happen by this Trojan horse malware. Then seventh is a worm where we can consider is it will spread like machine to machine, device to device in the network. So this worm also will take the control of our system sometimes and may hack our important information. Financial may be there, some security numbers may be there, and transfer it to this outside network without our authorization. So like this also, worm will also attack on our system. So we have considered in this our intrusion detection, computer intrusion, and attacks, various attacks. So we can find these intrusions may happen by the hacker by continuously monitoring our systems and finding the loopholes and enter into our system. So these attacks may harm our complete network and our steal our important information data. So we should have some security mechanisms related to these intrusions. So in part two, we will discuss about the what are the different ideas intrusion detection systems are there which may safeguard our network as well as our system. Thank you.